I mean,
just like
that's
logistically,
specific.
I don't think it works. So if they think that, I think that they need to like recrunch that data because it doesn't
Right,
work.
but like that specific thing aside, I I I mean, don't you get the sense that they're trying to eliminate each other? Like they just want the other party out of the way. They think they're evil, they think they're misguided or wrong or ill-informed, whatever the reason is, they just want the other party out of the way so that we can do but both of those viewpoints are necessary.
Oh
Like,
yeah. No, I agree. I think that's shitty, and that we're trying to like eliminate parties and viewpoints and that sort of. That's what we're supposed to do here, right? We're supposed to have tons of views and tons of, room for extremes on either side to exist, and we need that.
yeah, and like you said, it's very complicated. So one person's instincts are never going to be right about everything.
Oh,
So
totally.
I have a little tidbit as someone who would be considered a liberal, because I have a low disgust reaction when I see avant-garde films and listen to like hard extreme music. I don't think, oh my God, satanic degenerate communist. I think, hey, that sounds cool. Like I've had my own industrial music project. I've curated art exhibits with art that people would consider to be liberal simply because it might make them a little squeamish because it was a little edgy, and so if a conservative is somebody who looks at art that isn't completely symmetrical and gets disgusted, it's confusing because people who don't fall into these left-right categories, well, okay, are we supposed to be third positionists? Then we're going to get accused of being fascist. Are we supposed to say that we're politically homeless? Then we're just like lining up to be a part of the hot take economy. I have a very low disgust reaction, but I also don't believe in equality or, like any of the left-wing tropes about how everybody is the same. I will never.
Oh no, Rachel, are you a libertarian? Could you be a libertarian?
I mean, people accuse me of being a libertarian. I
said, oh no, jokingly, by the way.
I mean, yeah, I get accused of it. But I also get accused of like being a Nazi and a Zionist infiltrator. I was somebody was like, Hitler is Jewish just like you. So I've been accused.
That's the most 21st century thing I've heard so far.
Yeah, me too.
There's very little I haven't been accused of. But I think that having a low disgust reaction does give you more room to be more creative.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's why liberals have dominated the arts. But when liberals get, too sanitized and they want to sterilize everything, now they're the ones with the low disgust reactions. If liberals they can't handle anything that's a little bit, wild or intense. So now the liberals have become the conservatives. But that doesn't necessarily mean that conservatives are going to like suddenly embrace, hardcore music.
Everyone is anti-art now. Everyone hates art now. Like,
yeah.
if you're not entertaining me, fuck off. Like, they're fine with entertainment, even if, it's baby Jesus killing the Jews with, Hitler doing gay things. Like, they love it if it's entertainment.
They love gay Hitler. That's the thing. And they love like trans. Yeah. They love trans gay Hitler. There was something about like Nick Fuentes was in like some transsexual group chat. He was apparently like hitting on Pariah the doll. It all seems fake to me. Like if the Groypers are like transsexual and Hitler is gay, I mean, we're so postmodern that we don't even have a left and a right anymore. We just have like a Bulgelardian chaos.
Okay, well, Anne just said that everyone hates art. Do you think that that's true, Rachel? Because I kind of do. Like you said that everyone hates art. That the second you said that, I was like, shit, you're right. What do you think about that, Rachel?
No, I don't think that everyone hates art. I think that a lot of people love art and that they just don't have a voice right now because, I mean, it goes back to people not understanding what we're saying. Like Anne was talking about speaking in a coded language. A lot of the time when people get involved in like cultural vanguards, and we're kind of like talking amongst ourselves in these little echo chambers of like these avant-garde languages, Like people, they're just not going to know what we're saying. The average American doesn't think about politics on a meta level. They don't know about any of these philosophers or artists. They just want, like, hey, abortion is bad, abortion is good, immigration is bad, immigration is good. They're not thinking about it on the level that we are. To them, we're all just liberals because we're talking about this stuff. Like, period. You're a liberal if you're an intellectual. You're a liberal if you read. You're a liberal if you use words that have more than 3 syllables. Like to them, everything is liberalism. If it's not like being a homesteader, like I will not be a homesteader. I will not farm the crops. I will not live in the middle of nowhere with people who I can't talk to, just because the economy was shut down. I won't do it.
One area of art that's inherently kind of subversive, and it is on both political spectrums. I was just kind of thinking the meme culture, which is like totally legit form of art because it's based on like allegories and like visual art, and it's also kind of literary. It's got a lot going on, or maybe poetic. I don't know. They're always subversive, whether it comes from the left or the right, because it's this subversive shit that like gets popped up by the algorithms and gets shared. So that's maybe a form of art that's legitimately subversive and also mainstream. Possibly.
And I grew up around underground artists. I think that memes are generally hideous. There are some good ones. Don't get me wrong, but I've seen really incredible art, in like underground spaces that should be displayed in museums that people will never look at. I find that depressing, actually.
A lot of amazing art, though, like just looking back, like Andy Warhol or like a lot of shit, it's kind of a meme at some level. It's just
Andy Warhol's whole art project was the factory. It wasn't the soup cans. It was the factory. The citizens of the factory were his art project. He was doing like a meta commentary on how stupid people were. Like the fact that they would buy the Marilyn Monroe paintings that looked exactly the same. That was him just like mocking them. So he was an autistic, social experiment type.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. It does go way deeper with that. You're very true.
And what do you think about that? I see a thumbs down icon. Is that intentional? Are you
No, that's just I'm blind. I must have accidentally tapped on that. No, I was just thinking. Andy Warhol. I think there's some Andy Warhol at the Centre Pompidou that I went to a few weeks ago. But sorry, speaking of ADHD, a few weeks ago we were at the Centre Pompidou, actually looking at some Andy Warhol. But we were also looking at something that I was really psyched about. There are a few panels hanging in the Centre Pompidou right now, drawn by a Chicago artist who has personally referred to me as insane. So I'm kind of a big deal in the art world right now.
Why did they call you insane?
Oh, because I wrote this long. Nick Mamatis, right?
Oh God.
This was shortly. I met Nick Mamatis like 25 years ago in like 2003. Well, more like 20 years ago. But anyway, I wrote this whole cover article for the Reader about like new science fiction writers and how science fiction is a genuine genre, and it's just as serious as what we're calling lit fiction, like MFA fiction. And in fact, and this is still true, MFA fiction, lit fiction is a genre.
I don't mean to stop you, but like you might have to hold on just a sec. You glitched hardcore.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, let's wait a second.
Maybe I need to go closer. Maybe I need to go closer to my router.
I think you're back.
Okay. I can move closer to my router.
And it's so back. It's not so over. I'm speaking in meme. We speak in meme when we don't even know it. Like anybody who's online, we're permanently talking in meme land. We're in meme land, and this is why like boomers don't understand what we say, because they're on Facebook just like scrolling, and they look at memes, but they're just like appealing to like this boomer's sensibility. They don't get it. And then you've got the Zoomers that are just like in a bunch of back channels, like posting gay Hitler memes. Like where does that leave us?
I really envy anyone who got to live their professional lives on one side or the other of this divide. I've had to live like with the divide between the analog world and the information economy jammed straight up my asshole for my entire professional life. So boomers who got to live out their professional lives before this divide and digital natives who got to live out their professional lives after this divide cannot ever tell me that life is hard. They can go fuck themselves.
They have no idea.
They-
I mean,
Yeah, they do have no idea. Like, no, try sitting with that divide jammed up your asshole your entire professional adult life. It's not fun. Go die.
I'm an elder millennial, so I remember growing up with the rotary phone. I remember Full House and Saved by the Bell. The first time that I used the internet, it was like text-based. There were no mice. You know, we were just pressing buttons at the library. I remember card catalogs. You know, before the internet, we had to knock on each other's doors if we wanted to hang out with each other. We did collect calls. We did a lot of pranks, like Jerky Boys style. We'd look at the phone books and call random numbers with strange names and like harass them when we were young. All of this was pre-internet. Oh my! Yeah. I have a few stories about that. I don't know if I should say them here. But I like collect calls from jail is the name of the punk band. I thought it would be a good name for a punk band.
Yeah, I want to have a band called Calls from Jail.
It's a good name.
That'd be boss. That'd be boss.
It could be like old heads.
The old heads in their next album, Collect Calls from Jail.
It's good. It's good. It has a good ring to it. What happened with you and Pee Wee Herman?
Oh yes. Thank you for remembering to get her to the point we were going to get to. Okay, folks, none of us have been drinking. We've been watching each other. I haven't seen either of these motherfuckers take a drink, and they have not seen me take a drink unless there's alcohol in my popsicle.
My water that Peter got for me.
I have a popsicle.
Does it have a QR code on it?
No, so I'm stuck in my house.
And I love your popsicle lifestyle. It's so funny to me.